In this video, we're going to learn how to create a link to a PDF. So if you ever want to share a PDF online and you want to know how to get that onto a web page, this is how you do it. So first of all, let's start off with this, that normally before a PDF can be linked, it needs to be uploaded to Omni and then published. So in this training course, we'll be using a preloaded PDF. So what we want to do first is, again, like always, make sure that the edit tab is selected. We've already done it, but that if you can see the green button that says main content, you need to click that and then you'll be right back where we left off from last video. So we're going to put our cursor at the end of the last line, hit enter. Okay. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to create some text that are going to be used to link to our PDF. So we're going to type in, just for training purposes, link to PDF. And then what we're going to do is we're going to highlight this text. And then we're going to click on this chain icon right here. So again, it's in the toolbar and this chain icon, and it says insert edit link. This is exactly what we want. So we're going to click on that. So the first thing we need to do here is we need to tell Omni where the PDF is. So to do that, we're going to click this icon right here. And this is going to allow us to search through the folders inside of Omni. So your PDFs will be stored in a folder called the PDFs folder. Everyone has access to that, and every department has their own subfolder within PDFs. So again, today we're using a preloaded training PDF, but the process will be the same. It'll just be in a different folder. So first, we need to get to what is called the home folder. So if you look up here, this shows us where we are at. So this is the home folder, and it's inside a folder called OmniCoach Training Sessions. So the first thing we need to do is click ORU, because for this training purpose, the PDF that we're looking for is not in this folder. So we're going to click ORU. And so next we're going to want to use this filter to filter by name. This is like their search bar. Now in the training, there's only 3 folders, so you could just click PDFs. But when you get to the live site, there's going to be multiple folders and you'd have to search and scroll for a long time to get to it. So it's much quicker to go here and type in PDF, and then there you go. So we'll click on this. Again, like I said, what you would normally do is in this filter, you would type in your department's folder, but for the training purposes, we're going to type in training. So as you see, here is the training folder. So we're going to click on that. And there's only one PDF in here. Of course, your department folder may have multiple ones. So if this was an actual live site that you were trying to edit, you would look for your PDF there. But we're using this one. So we're going to click on that. And then we're going to, so as you see here, it shows you the name. So right here, this is what it's named, OmniCoach Training. There's a name too. And then you can even see when it was last published, if you're trying to differentiate between 2 different similar PDFs. Okay, so this is the PDF we want. So we're going to click this blue insert button right here. If you see something ending and beginning with 2 curly brackets, then you probably did it right. This is what Omni calls a dependency tag. So I'll stop for a little bit to explain what this is. When you're dealing with websites, whenever you want to link to something, you need to know its URL, which is really just the address. So it's no different than a home address. If you want to mail something to somebody, you have to know their address. Same thing, a physical address points to a house or a business, and a URL points to a file on a website. So this is the actual address here. As you see, it's in the PDFs folder. Then we looked into the training folder, and then this is the name of the actual PDF. So the dependency tag is here because let's say for some reason your department decides, well, we don't want to call this training folder anymore. We want to call it ORU training. If you had used the actual URL in here instead of a dependency tag, what would have happened is now that the name is different, you would get a 404 error and no one would be able to see your PDF anymore because it's no longer where you're telling it to look for. But the dependency tag it'll say no matter what you change the name to, no matter what folder you move it to, it'll always connect people to the right page, or in this case, the right PDF. So anytime you search for a page on our website or a PDF or an image by using this browser right here, it'll automatically put in the dependency tag for you. So that's the best way to do it, because if there are ever changes in the future, you would have to go back to each page that you put this link on and make an edit. So this will save you time in the future. So now we have the dependency tag. So we know Omni now knows where to find the PDF that we want people to see. This text display this is what we typed in at first. We said link to PDF. If you wanted to change that here, you could. You just retype it. You don't need to use the title. But what we do need is the open link in. So by default, it's current window, and that just means when you click on it, the page refreshes and it sends you to a new page. But with PDFs, and anytime we send someone to a external website, we want to open it up in a new window, and that's industry standard. And that way, if someone's through looking at the PDF, they can close the tab, and then the page that they were on already is still there. So we're going to click new window, and then we're going to click save. You now have a link to a PDF, and all you'd have to do is click save. And now you see there's a link to the PDF. So if you want to, you can even click here and test it out. As you see, it's working. So if you get this and it opens in a new tab, you have completed this video and you're ready to move on to the next.